Welcome back to It's Slice of Life. 10-minute Slice of Life. This is going to be, I believe, a Monday series covering inventory. Okay, and should be the last batch recording I have to do today. Well, I only record 2 episodes anyways, but alright, we have a bunch of crap here to get rid of. So it's a lot of show and tell, I suppose. Sorry for the contrast. I'm just gonna very quickly get through with this one. This is just a large package of the large application package that I need to submit for to the government. Actually, I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's at least 30 pages plus a self-report, and I have to edit some portions because I have new documentation I need to include, which I haven't. And it's a fast approaching deadline. I have only about maybe a couple months left. But I didn't speak about certain, for example, treatment plans that are needed to be in place, and the accommodating documentation that's necessary to make it a smooth transition. Anyways, that's a pain in the ass. But at least that one doesn't look like ass, because it's not actual garbage. It's something I'm going to submit to our post office. So what we have here is, well, we start off with the crap. So the garbage is just the receipts. One from Shoppers. Shoppers is like a pharmacy. It's like a medicine and pharmaceuticals. And then the other one is from my store, grocery store that I work at. So just bought a drink or two and some juice. And then there's this, when I was there, just picked it up overnight, just some paper, because I tend to, it's cold out there, that's all. So I just went to our lunchroom, grabbed a piece of paper. So receipts, toss that out. Paper, can toss that out once I'm done. Don't use it for more than one day. And then we have this mail shit. So let's run through the new mail. Okay, that's kind of scrappy like. So the first one here is this seems to be like a photo portrait, and it's of our local parliament, our municipalities, and regional district MP, member of parliament, so government official elect. And he's I just wanted to mention that, let's just say KV, again, just abbreviating his initials, no full names. He's a much more photogenic person than I am, and I have absolutely zero issues with that. Seems to be of a similar descent. In terms of our last names, we're both kind of mixed Southeast Asian and East Asian, so but at the end of the day, I'd much rather him take on this leadership role. It's written in traditional Chinese here as well, I can see. I have a much more confidence in KV running something like this because he's much more photo. I'm not saying there wasn't a time in my life where I was actually very photogenic and more presentable when I gave my appearance a lot more conformity to what was, acceptable in society as a normal, what made not even acceptable, just looks like a presentable, like someone you could walk up to a family and they wouldn't, get suspicious about you or anything like that. But people get suspicious over everything nowadays. But I mean, I used to look very presentable. I tried to have short hair. I followed the rules, the rule book, and people still, after some time, I found that people become very superficial and take liking to your appearances and stuff like that, which I found very fake and is very disingenuous and inauthentic, and finding that people were really just being, I don't know, treating me well because of my good appearance. It definitely rubbed me the wrong way. I found that I guess this would be a topic for another day. I have to really think about it a little bit further. But long story short, I threw that away because I found that, you know, people would place unrealistic expectations. There we go. Very unhealthy, unrealistic expectations on me because of how orderly and neat and proper my appearance was, and my clothing and my style was, and my haircut. You know, I made it very I didn't have long hair. I had short hair. I wore jeans. I wore just a standard shirt. I smiled and warmly greeted people, that kind of stuff. People really take advantage of you when you do that. First of all, they put you on a pedestal. Secondly, they develop very unhealthy expectations of you. Third, they then violate your boundaries and expect you to do things that you should only be doing out of generosity. Once in a while, they start to begin to expect you to do. It's ridiculous, and it goes on and on. Eventually, they kind of get spoiled and want to they just start to think that you're going to carry the job for them or carry certain responsibilities for them, when you only had meant to do it once in a while as like charity work. They start to think of it as an obligation, right? That's what I'm talking about, unrealistic expectations and so on and so forth. And then there's like flirtatious behavior, attention-seeking behavior. Some people become clingy. It's just, yeah, I put that all aside. I said, I'm just gonna be me. Like, it just wasn't worth it. And I had at one point reaped the benefits of being a very presentable person. I have no intention of doing that anymore. It's like, no. So, you know, if there are people who like to play that game by the rule book and get ahead in life, and they're going to be very successful. So all the more power to them, and that's what you need to do when you're a government official, when you're going to be a politician. And so all the best to KV. I'm much more confident in his capacity to do that. He's connecting with a lot of different communities and building trust and transparency based off of, you know, being a genuinely good public PR management, so public relations management, which, yes, has a lot to do with how you speak and your appearance and your superficial features, but at the end of the day, it is just communication at an appropriate level. I'm not willing to cater and pander to those standards anymore, given how easily people become spoiled and expect, they go way, it becomes a very big slippery slope. They become more and more extreme. They become more and more ridiculous when you are too soft. And I'm not gonna play that game, but someone's gotta do it, right? And so I have some respect for the politicians, even though some politicians are corrupt. I'm going to say that this is the calendar of him doing that. And I'm rambling a bit, but the point is, I want to keep this because, you know, for what it's worth, like I said, this is something that it's a topic that has that has sat with me for a while now, and just seeing that there's someone from the same kind of like similar heritage. It's like Southeast Asian, Vietnamese kind of traditional Chinese, Hong Kong, that kind of, and they're leading charge and trying to connect communities and trying to pave the way forward while also addressing the socioeconomic difficulties and challenges and financial challenges and infrastructure challenges that we face in the local community. It's nice to see. It's nice to see that someone's doing something that at one point in the past I might have done, and I did do. I'm not doing that anymore. I remember when I used to volunteer for the seniors home and the local hospital, and I would go to events and I would actually, you know, I was presented awards and had some brief chats and conversations with our local MPs or members of parliament. That's a time past. The whole public appearance thing it's not for me anymore. I didn't like doing it at the time beyond what was necessary, and then when things got really out of hand and people got really carried away, I decided to like resign from it all. just couldn't take it. So, but someone's got to do it. So I'm gonna keep this calendar and pay my respects to the person who's willing to do it. Yeah, keep that calendar. I want to scan that. I have to scan on my phone, save as an image of portfolio. Not portfolio, as a PNG file. So moving on to lighter things now. We have WealthSimple here. Here's a little crystal card. The big winter bundle. Move your RRSP, get a 2% match, hit the slopes. You know how this works. Everything that's included in the big winter bundle. They're just trying to get you to create an account with them, and they make money off of investing your money that is in their online digital bank. This is WealthSimple RRSP transfer 15,000. You'll get a 2% bonus. $300, $1,000. You transfer 50,000. I don't have anywhere near those figures, so this is definitely garbage. I'll use this for the shower. I'll just step on it. And then same thing here. This is a Factor meal. So this is the competitor to HelloFresh. Lots of sponsors back in the day before the pandemic, or even during the pandemic, people were going online. So 2017, 2019, 2021, people just online, lots of sponsorships on like, what was the thing that was going on back then in those kind of like slightly better times is people were like gaming. They were, what else were they doing aside from gaming? They were making videos and on a variety of topics, and they still do it now. Before, it's more focused on entertainment, like drama, social experiments, gaming, fashion, clothing. Now it's a lot more down to earth. Anyways, so at that time there were a lot of sponsorships for stuff like this. My little brother used to have a sponsorship for something like this. So Factor meals, cooking off, convenience on, fresh, never frozen, ready-made meals. Heat and eat in 2 minutes. So the deal here is like 6 free meals plus free shipping on your first order. Claim within 30 days. They're smarter with it now. So if you're going to do this, they're going to spread it across 6 months or so. The back here, very nice graphic. So conquer your meals for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Monterey Jack and spinach chicken, looks great. Blackened salmon, creamy lemon pepper chicken on Wednesdays with vegetables, broccoli, carrots. Thursday, mushroom topped chicken thighs, creamy tomato and herb turkey ragu. 3 steps. Pick your meals. We cook and deliver. You heat and enjoy. Simple. Factormeals.ca/meals. Okay. That also is going to be tossed on the floor. We're just going to step on it when we get out of the shower. Yeah. It's just because they're quite expensive, honestly, for what I can just buy groceries myself and then I'll be much better off. All right. So, and just eat in my store. All right. So last 3 things here. Okay. Probably shouldn't show it that way. There's addresses there, but it's not my address, so I don't give too many shits. This is a mail that it is kind of my address, but you couldn't see it anyways, thanks to the contrast. So 3 packages of mail, and the story behind this is received from the postal office. I'm receiving mail from past tenants and past residents of the same unit that I'm now leasing out and renting. And as of late, I noticed that as I came back about last week, that for the 3rd or 4th time, the mailbox was busted open. And, well, not busted open, but yeah, it was opened. Either someone had the keys and unlocked it because they had duplicate keys and didn't return it to the superintendent or the housing staff before they moved out, and so now they have access to my mailbox and keep checking in regular intervals, even though they're not supposed to. Or someone else just, I don't know how that happened. Either that or I have Alzheimer's and I'm forgetting whenever I leave the mailbox unlocked. Now, I got fed up. I said, this is the 4th time, and I know that I checked the day before, So my neighbor has also, a good friend of mine, has also checked in on that, and she's notified me about that happening before. So I called I first called housing maintenance to change the lock, see what we can do about it. There's a camera in the lobby, see if someone was going to do anything, if so, who. And they referred me to security as well. They said, sure, we'll change the lock, might take a week. Especially now that there are government documentation arriving for income tax season. You don't want anyone getting a hold of your mail and so on and so forth, because, you know, personally identifiable information. And that does constitute apparently a federal crime if someone tries to, you know, theft of mail or official documentation constitutes a federal crime. As a result, they referred me from maintenance also to security. Security suggested that, you know, they're going to try to fast track the change and get in touch with the footage and maybe lead to some kind of investigation, maybe call me back. And then they also suggested that I go to a third layer from maintenance to security over to the local police division and report potential theft. And so that's something I haven't done yet, actually. Need to go online. I called already to the constable after being recommended that I do so from security, and you know, go to non-emergency line, something I was really reluctant to do. I didn't want to deal with all this, and I just don't want to waste the officer's time from more important things. Yeah, but anyways, I gotta go online and submit a report. So that's the last thing. And so how does that tie into the mail here, right? So first of all, I learned that I can use a buzzer code to to allow people in, and when I was checking the mail. But as I was doing so, and there was a really nice gentleman there, he was a little bit going through some misfortunes, was on some crutches, no names mentioned, privacy confidentiality. Just warmly greeted him and just said, hey, how's it going? You know, how do you set up the buzzer code? And he was telling me, you know, we were just chatting up a little bit because he kind of left the keys inside or whatever. So I learned that I have to set up a buzzer code if I want to be able to do what he does. At the same time, it came to my mind that attention that I actually have mail from some of the past tenants and the past residents who used to live here, and I can prove that there's possibility of some of these tenants who I still received. One of these starts with a K, like Kabid, for example, or Kane. The other one is like Daniel, starts with a D, Daniel, Derek, David, Dave, you know, Donaldson, right? And the other one is also with a D. Long story short, one of these recipients, the mail was since I moved in, so it was like maybe about a year ago. That's fine. Another one was, however, only about 6 months, about half a year ago. And then the most recent one, believe it or not, was only a couple weeks ago. So really suggestive of something fishy. Anyways, one of these here is from the Canadian Automotive Insurance Travel Roadside Rewards. Another one's from the Revenue Agency. I think of the IRS in the States, Internal Revenue Agency. And then another one here is from 75 years of something, don't know what it is, but it's like personalized mail. So with that being said, I was going to take this and show these packages over to security or to the police officers and see if they couldn't track down, or in conjunction, right? Though it might not be even the officer or the security's administrative capacity to do something like this. It might be them liaising with the postal office, and then they'll be able to find who the recipients are and see what the hell's going on there. So I was going to turn these packages in for investigation to the local enforcement, and that's about it. So that's why it's here, and I'm gonna pass it aside, and when I wake up tomorrow, hopefully, or the day after, because I gotta work tomorrow. I'll probably get that sorted out. So with that being said, and then of course I did buy a drink, right? I said the receipts. So here's the drink: 60% less sugar, hydro food, Oasis, because I was thirsty as shit and I didn't boil water. That's it. Very straightforward. Inventory, and yeah, good night, good fucking night, and then bye. Gotta turn off these like blaring lights in my eyes. Yeah. See ya.